Welcome back, everybody. My name is Grace, or Gibby, whatever you prefer, and today I'm here with a release review on the recent Legion Deary, a rare monster hunt type monster, which sold a pet in guest, as you can see. Now I am just going to equip some invisible gear, so you can take a look at the pet and guest. They are identical visually, and they swap between this cute form and this monster form, like the old Deary monster. Basically, if you click to make it into a monster, it has double upkeep, or not double, increased upkeep cost and does plus 50% harm damage. And if you keep it in this mode, the pet is no upkeep, and the guest is normal upkeep, and they do ice damage. Also, the monster mode is 5% less accurate. Normal cute mode is 5% more accurate. But nothing too complicated. Now these, I'm just going to get right into it. These are clones of the, oh, interesting. I just grabbed the Gauntlet of the Gallon earlier today. I was doing some experimenting. But these are clones of the, like, proto-dragon drone. Prototype hunter drone, I think is what it's called. Oh, Void Special. Very cool. But so they're clones of that, which is an energy guest, and has both summon and call versions, like the energy guest, which does pure energy damage or a harm damage. But this one only has boosted harm damage. This one, I guess I said, only does boosted harm damage, while the prototype energy hunter drone does both boosted harm and boosted energy damage. So these ones don't get an ice damage boost, which I don't think is a big deal. Oh, what the hell? I didn't mean to click that. Anyways, pretty cool stuff. I love to get some clones of good items. The prototype hunter drone is a great item, so I'm happy to see that we're getting clones of it for another element. Now, I think it's a little odd to get an elemental clone for an item that that does harm damage, because like the draw of the prototype hunter drone isn't the energy damage necessarily, and maybe it is, but I'll talk about that in a second. Draining my SP a little too fast, so I'm gonna turn off the toggles. It's more that it has a harm toggle for boosted damage. That is the draw of the prototype hunter drone. So making an elemental clone is a little bit odd, because it's the harm that's the benefit, not the element. And honestly, it's true also that the prototype hunter drone is our strongest energy guest, but that's not the case with this ice one, because again, it's not an exact clone. The ice damage is not boosted. I'm just using a bunch of different bows, testing out which animations I like the most. But as you can see, I'm talking a little bit smack on the release, but that is not what I intended to do. Oh, they transform at the beginning of every battle. I didn't know that. Very nice. But so we basically have an overcharged harm guest and an overcharged harm pet that also do ice damage at a normal rate, if you're interested in that. I think it's a much bigger deal for the pet, because currently we only had pure damage harm pets, except for maybe like one or two random element ones that could do higher damage with harm. But we only had like base 100% damage pets for harm damage. Now we have a 150% damage pet, and it does cost an SP upkeep, but I don't think that's a huge deal. Oh wow, I got it twice in a row. I don't think that's a huge deal that it costs an SP upkeep, because harm nuking is very cool, and having that as a Beastmaster is dope. I think it's great harm pet release, and I think with the guest, it is situationally very useful. Like if you want if you need to fit an ice compression, maybe if you're a Beastmaster who doesn't run Necromancer, I know what kind of Beastmaster doesn't run Necromancer. Oh, interesting. Your Legion Deary unleashes a horrible but ineffective howl. So that means you need more SP to run it. And it's interesting that the pet doesn't default to the ice attack if it doesn't have enough SP for the harm attack. So niche information. But I very much like this release. I think it's cool to have random monster battles. I do wish the boss was a little more interesting. It was basically just a slightly buffed clone of the Deary random monster, which I think is a little boring. I think I meant to say this for the Harvest Golem, but I never got around to making that video that I was going to do talking about that type of event. But I think when they have random searching monsters that you find in the random battle or in the Paxia defense clans, I think those monsters should be a little more special. Whether they should have boss stats or like this legendary monster, I'm hoping we'll run into it. We might not. We'll see. But it's power 2. So it's not quite like boss level. But I mean, it's boss level, but it's not a special boss or anything. And it doesn't do anything special. It just has raw attacks. I mean, it does transform, but that's like all Deary. So again, the Harvest Golem had the same issue, in my opinion. It didn't do anything cool. It just existed and attacked the player, and was pretty much a big angry chicken. It like did no damage, had no effects. I think if you're gonna have a rare monster, you have to like fight a bunch of battles to find it, or flee and reset, whatever your preference. I think that if you're gonna have a monster that's hard to find, you should make it special and have some difficult mechanics, or just some mechanics at all. And to add on to this, I think that it should have these mechanics and potentially be a house guard, because now this is a niche request, but I think that house guard gauntlets are very fun to play or to play into. So like Gwen's Gauntlet, for example, I've made several videos on that. That's some of the most fun I've had playing Adventure Quest. Recently, I've been really enjoying doing Yolger gear challenges, just doing difficult stuff and terrible gear. But I do love house gauntlets, so I think having more variety for difficult monsters could make those more enjoyable. Add some more spice to the gauntlets. So I think, and again, I'm hoping that we'll run into the Legion Deary in this Northlands 13 battle session, because it was just a cool monster. Looks cool, but I mean, it looks just like the Pet and Guest. But you know, it is what it is. But I hope we'll run into it so I can show you that it's really just not a difficult fight. And I'm not saying it needs to be like a gatekeepingly difficult fight, but I think it could be. And I think it would be fun if you could add that into a rotation, get some house guards going, increase the difficulty on some gauntlets, and or that's one suggestion. One, just make the boss harder so that it can be bought as a house guard and added into people's player-owned houses, so they can make more interesting gauntlet challenges. Here's another idea. You beat the legendary monster. It says item reward shop, or challenge battle, or flee, or whatever. So one, you can get the basic item rewards, which are the pet and guest. In this example, they're the pet and guest. Or you can fight the challenge monster. Now the challenge monster, maybe it's twice as strong. Maybe it has twice as many stats and HP, does like 1.5 times as much damage, and I don't know, maybe it has a fear mechanic or something, or a bleed mechanic. I'm just throwing out random stuff. These are just examples. But it has a mechanic that makes the boss more difficult. Ooh, potions. I guess I'll take some mana. But it has a little mechanic that makes it more difficult, makes it a challenge fight, or a challenging fight compared to the... interesting. 2 in a row. Makes it more difficult compared to the base version. And then behind this challenge fight, you can either have another item, or you can just have a title, like Legion Deary Slayer, or whatever. I don't know. Like, obviously, they'd come up with something better than that. I only thought about it for like 30 seconds. But I think that could be a cool version. And then maybe in this challenge fight, you also have a option to buy a house guard. Now, I don't know, I'm obsessing over house guards right now. Like, it doesn't have to be a house guard. It could be that you get the guest version from the basic monster and the pet version from the challenge monster. It could be for the harvest golem. Like, I know that only released 3 weapons, but maybe you get the 3 weapons from the basic monster and then you get a misc item from the challenge version or something like that. I think that with these rare monster fights, um, there's just a lot of opportunity to do something wacky or to make it more interesting. And it's like a seasonal thing. Like, it's only be around for a month or two. Same with the Harvest Golem, was only around for the November month because of the Thanksgiving holiday in the U.S. So I just think it's a missed opportunity to make the monster so easy to kill. I just think it's a missed opportunity. It would have been fun to make it more difficult. That being said, so I think it's cool. I like this mechanic of having to go and find the new monsters and whatnot. I think it's a little scuffed because like going to Paxia is the best way, but Paxia is bugged. But whatever, I'm cool with that. I think harm guest variety, it's great. Does it overlap with Necromancer a little too much? Yes, but who cares? It's still cool. I like the animations. Again, I know it's reused animations, but I do like the art. I think the eyes look great. I think the bones look great. Um, I like it. The color scheme's great. The pet is a new best in slot. I think I'm gonna clickbait the title with like new best in slot harm pet. Oh my god, like whatever. Let me I gotta grind, bro. Rise and grind YouTube mindset. Nah, I'm playing. But it is a best in slot harm damage pet, which is cool. I think people will say that harm is kind of mid. Um, Bad take, but whatever. But I think it's cool that we're getting more harm options for Beastmasters because previously I think every harm pet in the game was either tokens or golden gift box locked. Like I have the tiny void dragon, I think, which looks dope by the way, but unfortunately it's just a terrible version of this guy now because this guy is not only ice pet compression. Interestingly enough, I always have trouble fitting in ice pets. Oh, a Gog. Level 67, what the hell? Well, there's an interesting bug. The final battle is a level 67 monster. Uh, Anyways, oh, whoops, I misclicked again. Either way, not a big deal. Um, but shoot, I totally forgot what I was saying. But yes, we did get a new best in slot harm pet, which I think is very cool. So I'm excited for that, and um, nice little release. It was a day late, but who's counting? Not me. And I'm excited for the next couple releases. Don't mean to. Ooh, got a star with a circle. I'm now going to try and reset to get the Legion Deary while I ramble about future releases. Um, but I'm excited for the upcoming releases because we've got Blarney in a little bit, and I did some scouting. We've got some cool titles coming up in the. Oh, I think I clicked the wrong one. Whoops. We've got some cool titles coming up for the Blarney War. Definitely don't miss out on that. Um, but we've got, and we might have some Devourer Saga updates coming out, which is very exciting. The two things that I want most from the game, just like me personally, are actually Devourer Saga updates, so quest updates, and class updates. Like those are my two most valued things right now for the game. Like again, for me personally, I know not everyone wants those. Um, but like those are the two most excited things, the two things I get the most excited about. All the seasonal events, like those are cool, but I kind of wish they could focus on like updating the game more. And again, that's just what I like, not what everyone has to like. But I am excited that we might be getting a Devour Saga update pretty soon, or in the near future, distant future, um, because I think that's dope. But yeah, so I've pretty much run out of things to talk about. I like the Legendary release. I like the rare monster format, but I think you could one, make the bosses more challenging or have a challenge version, and two, give them house guards, especially if they do get a challenge version. Um, but also, I'm excited for upcoming releases like Blarney, like a Devour Saga update, and I am hyped to see what happens. So with that said, I'm going to pause the recording and restart it when I finally reset on a Legion Deary monster so I can show you guys the shop and whatnot. See you soon. Okay. 25 resets later. I wish I was joking. But here we are with the Legion Deary monster. Now, this one's level 115, so it won't be a very representative fight. But as you can see, looks the same as the Pet and Guest. Totally cool with that. Does his little run by thing. Simple recolor, you know what it is. He turns into his little zombie form, his resists change, and his face changes too. I actually didn't know that. It's kind of dope. I don't know if his stats changed. I wasn't paying attention. But look at it. He folded, you could say. Anyways, shop rewards. Now we're going to ride on in. And we've got the call and summon versions of the Legion Deary. And interestingly enough, these Z-token items seem to be level 31. Don't know if I've ever seen a level 31 Z-token item before, but maybe I'm just tripping. And then, of course, the Legion Deary pet as well. Oh, no icon, but here's what it is. And actually, the faces. I think I might want to get one of these. Oh, it's bugged. I can't show you. I'll actually... Oh, can I not buy a face? I have a bunch of war faces. Yeah, I'm 3 slots over. Hold on one second. I'm going to rearrange these. Okay. We cleaned up some faces. I had some trashy ones in there. Might become a problem eventually if I do too many more wars. But I actually am going to buy the Legion Deary Huntress. Oh, check that out, man. Check that out. Is it worth 500 tokens? Probably not. But I wanted to show it to you guys since the indicator bugged, and I was looking for a new face. Oh, but the face reset. Interesting. Okay. I'll go to Warlick's shop and show it again. But that's pretty much the fight. It doesn't do anything special. So I think, again, there's, do I go Mirror of Colors? Yeah, so let's save changes. Success, enjoy your new look. Okay. Okay, now that it's looking, I think I'll keep these colors. I like this color scheme. Let's actually change the eye color to red, see if it changes. Oh, look at that. Changes the skull as well. How about extra? We go from, oh, it changes the lips. Does it change anything else? Let's change it to green so it's more obvious. No, it doesn't seem to. How about skin? Does that change anything? I think I'm gonna look over here. So we'll go green, just the skin. And okay, and then the hair should be just the hair. I do like that red color actually. Can live out my fantasy of being a ginger. No, I'm playing. I think I'm gonna stick with. Oh, this is a slightly different color of pink. Oh no. Okay, it's doomed. It's doomed. Oh well. But that's pretty much it for the event. So now I'm gonna call it a video. I hope you enjoyed. Hope it was informative. I hope you like listening to me ramble a little bit. I'm gonna leave it unedited, probably just a little stream of consciousness. But have a great day. Treat yourself well. Stay hydrated. Spread some love to yourself and others. And take good care of yourself. Bye bye. I'll see you in the next one.